Right, I'm going to try and teach the basics of poker using free money, which is really not a good idea because the reason is because free money, people will call you more often because they don't got nothing to lose. But I'm still going to try and teach the basics of how I play poker, and I'm certainly not the best player in the world. That's my tag, English Aaron. If you want to see how well I play poker, you can look me up on the different things. That's what I was called on Poker Stars. That's what I've been called on all poker sites that I've ever played on, called English Aaron. And I'm an average player. As you see, people calling with, well, that's understandable. Two pair versus trips. So the all-in was, I don't know who made the all-in and who called it. So here we are, 310. You can't do anything with 310. I'm in the big blind, which means that I may be able to see the flop for free. The flop is the first three cards. But somebody's raised it, so I'm going to fold. I'm not going to put down 44,000. No, what? Oh, no, cool, 4,000. Yeah, I'm not going to put down 4,000. What am I looking at? That was raise. I'm not going to... They've got buttons to raise on here, and we do tend to use them because they're easy just to press that. My advice, always raise the same amount. That gives nothing away. There are occasions where you can go with a higher raise. And there are occasions where you are raising higher to protect. We call it protecting your hand. Basically, you don't want the other players to get a lucky card. Like, say you've got a pair of aces. Someone else might have a pair of queens. And on this occasion, you'd want to get them out before that queen is dealt at the end. So you kind of want to scare them away with some big bets early on. Yes, I want to continue playing the next 10. I don't know why you're asking that. Maybe, oh, because because it folded me because of time on the last one. So here we've got, looks like a straight possibly there. Yep. Wasn't really paying attention. King Ace, one of the best hands in poker, called the Big Slick. The Little Slick is the Queen Ace. Again, we don't want them to know I've got the King Ace, so I'm just going to do a 5 times raise. I want fewer players playing against me to increase my chances of winning, and I also want to increase the pot. So I'm saying 5 times raise. Does that mean I'd be happy to play this hand 5 times in a row? Yes, I would. There's the king. I'm all in. Unless someone else has got 2 kings, they cannot beat me really with that. Because look at that rainbow. That's called rainbow, that flop. All different suits. Unless they get a 4, they are out of it. And I've doubled my stack. I out-kicked them. You see that 4 becomes their kicker. My ace becomes my kicker. So although we both had the same pair, my kicker was higher. The ace was my kicker. That's why the Big Slick is a very, very strong hand. Okay, we're just going to call with 9 queens suited. They're what we call sort of semi-nearly connectors. We've got a 10 and a jack between those two, but they're suited. So we've got possible straight possibles. But we've also got a flush possible, which is now no longer possible. I've got the pair. I've got the middle pair. Middle pair is a bit dangerous. Someone else could hold a 10. Right, they could hold a 10 with anything. But I'm still also looking at that straight. So I've got a jack as an out. I've got a queen as an out. I've got a 9 as an out. 1, 2 9s, 3 queens, and 4 jacks. I'm going to call. So there are 9 outs that make my hand almost unbeatable. 9 times 4 is 36. So I've got a 36% chance I'm going to have an unbeatable hand. So as long as what I'm putting in, I'm going to get back 3 times. And that's a big bet. I'm not gonna call that $44,000 bet. Not with 9 because they may have the 10. They've probably got the 10 with something, or they could even be on a straight. They have a made straight. They could have Jack Queen. They could have Jack 8. Always got to look out for straight. This is one of my favourite hands actually. Suited Queen King. Again, just going to call 5 times. I don't want to give the game away. I've got a big call there from the person I took down already on another hand. 40,000 to call. I'm just going to fold it because there's too many people in the hand. And it comes up low. Wow, it's come up with a nice club flush draw for me, but I don't want to have to match all these. Yeah, I'd have the top pair plus a flush draw, but I just don't like it. Queen Ace. Queen Ace would beat Queen King. So you see they would have out-kickered me just as I out-kickered them if I had called them on that. So a lot of the time you just have to use your danger detector. 9 ace. Well, ace with anything is not bad at all. I'm just going to call though. I'm after the big blind, so I'm not in a very good position. Oh, not too bad actually. I'm second to last to act. The later you are to act, the better. Now, once the flop is dealt, it's the small blind that will act first. That is looking very, very good. That's worthy of a small bet, or even a large bet, I would say. We don't want anyone else to hit anything. And if they have hit the queen, I'm going to go with the 10,000. No need to pause. Just put it down quick. As a general rule, when you're raising, I think it's good to raise quickly. And now you see, now I'm last to act because we've got rid of that other. So I'm just going to say another 10,000, please, mate. It's called a continuation bet. It just continues to exhibit strength, but what it doesn't do, it doesn't glean any information. So he's just calling. I'm just going to check because he might be trying to trap me. He might have trips. Oh, he's got 2 pair. Yeah, he was trying to trap me there. So I've only lost 20,000. If I'd raised, he would have called and he would have got more out of me. So look, Jack, Queen, they're not quite suited, but they're good cards. They're high cards. Some straights and some all sorts of nice things possible with Jack, Queen. I haven't quite got the measure of this guy top left. That's more set up for a low straight, but I do have some possible straights there. If we can just get a 9 or a king coming. Is it worth 5,000? There's 16,000 in there. I don't think it is. I'm going to fold. They could have a 10 with something. Certainly ace 3 is going to have this now. They're going to have the wheel with an ace 3. Yeah, or a 3-6. People do play 3-6 these days, and now there's a flush on there, so we've got to stay out of that. It looks like top left has hit his flush, and top right has hit his straight. That's what I reckon. They both got flushes. Top right had the nuts. Wow. He had nothing the whole way through, just going on an ace 10. Just in love with it. I call this being in love with your ace. If you've got something like an ace or a king and the flop is of all middling or low cards favouring straights, and you're still betting like a madman, then in my opinion you are in love with your high cards, and you must never be in love with your high cards. You've got to understand that there are flops that favour high cards and there are flops that don't favour high cards. Middling flops, straights, sort of drawing hands. What do we got? 10,000 to call. I'm just going to fold these 6s. Low pair like that is great if you're going to see the flop cheap. Maybe hit another 6. Looks like we've got a dangerous flush looming on the board there, which even if I get that flush won't be much fun because that 6 is a bit low. Someone else with a higher diamond will have me. Oh, that mysterious player's gone. I've really got nothing there. Any 9 is going to have me. Low pairs can be lethal. You've got to be so careful with them. You're really just looking for trips. When you've got low pairs, you're always looking for trips. There, the 9. There's the lethal 9. With low pairs, what you're looking for is to get in and see the flop for next to nothing, just in case there are trips on the flop. This is 2-8, the worst hand in poker. We're certainly not playing that, but we don't fold straight away. We fold after counting to 3. Now we fold. Because if you fold these absolutely dead in the water hands, if you fold them immediately, then they're always going to know that when you take time to fold, you've got something. Does that make sense? If you fold rubbish hands immediately, then when you don't fold immediately, they'll know that you're having to think about it because you've got something there. And then even if you try and play it as if you've got nothing, they'll know you've got something. So when you fold any hand, always count to 3. In these kind of digital games, you pretty much got to act by the time you've counted to 3 anyway. So it becomes about right. Don't know what's happening here. We've got straights and we've got high cards and we've got all sorts. Anything could happen. It's one of them anything flops. I wouldn't put any money into this. I wouldn't put a lot of money into a hand like this because you just can't tell what they could have. I'm glad I'm not involved. Yeah, people have missed their straights there. He missed his straight top right. I think he hit his queen or his king bottom right. King 9 or something probably. I mean, yeah, you can make a straight out of 10-6, but it's not worth it. I don't have position. This fellow's got position on my left. He's got position. He's on the button there. So the dealer, first of all, the first card they ever deal goes to the small blind, and then the next card goes to the big blind. And the dealer is obviously sitting next to the small blind. So the player on my left here is the dealer, and they're dealing the first card to the top right player. The dealer, who in this game does not have a dealer button, they normally have a little button in front of them, a white button with a D on it, or just a white button, so you know they're the dealer. If you're the dealer, you're in an absolute perfect position for betting after the flop. Not before the flop, but after it. Because before the flop, the person after the big blind bets first. But after the flop, it's the small blind that bets first. Because before the flop, the small blind kind of has already betted. So look, let's do it here. The dealer is top right. Small blind is the one to my right. I'm the big blind. So we've kind of put our bets down, and the first person to actually choose to act is on my left. Now the next person top right is acting, and now the person bottom right is acting. Now I'm big blind, so I can check because I've already betted. And now the dealer decides what he's going to do, and now we start the betting with the small blind who's on my right, who, as I say, he betted for himself before. So it automatically betted the small blind. And now I'm the big blind, I'm second to act, so I'm going to be second to act from now on. Now the player on my left, and now the dealer. Finally the dealer. The dealer has position. He's put down a big bet. I don't really want to call that 5,000. Even if I get a flush, it's a dangerous flush. Someone could have a higher diamond than me. They certainly could have a higher pair than me because there's all sorts of cards there that are above my 5s. So yeah, the 5s look great, but nah. In the later stages of a tournament, you might go all in with 5s pre-flop before seeing any other cards, especially if you think you might end up heads up, that's to say just against one other player. There we are, we've got ladies there. We got a 9s with the other one. He was on a straight draw as well. And open-ended straight draw. Player on my right. So now I'm in the small blind, which means I'll be first to act after the flop. Now the dealer goes. I fold. Big blind has a final idea what he can do, and then the betting proper starts with me. But I'm not involved, so big blind starts again. They're the one after the big blind, up top right. Oh, he's gone all in top left, and then top right, then the dealer. Dealer's gone all in. Big blind has gone all in. They must all have kings or God knows what. Someone might have a pair of 7s, I don't know. It's very odd. Someone might be in love with their ace. As I say, never fall in love with your ace. Well, ace 4 is going to have this, if they've got an ace 4. putting down some more. Maybe he's got ace 4 up there, top right. Could have ace 4. Could have a pair of 2s. What's he got? I honestly don't think any of their hands justified the betting that I saw there. I don't think any of their hands, apart from possibly ace-jack, but again, that should have been well, actually, ace-jack was the first to go all in, I think. And he's probably bitterly disappointed, Marty, that the ace-jack, everyone just called it with all that ridiculous hands. King 8. I know there's a king there, but it's not actually that great. But I have position. Look, small blind on my left, which means I will be last to act after the flop. So small blind before the flop, small blind second to last to act, and then big blind decides what to do. Usually just can check because they've already put their money down. Big blind's going all in. Okay, so now we go around again and we'd see whether we're going to call the all-in bet. And I'm certainly not going to, not with King 8, so I'm going to just fold, lose that 5,000. I've got ace-jack again. Pocket 7s are looking good. Yep. So I think not a bad call, actually. Pocket 7s pre-flop, knowing that that person top left is going to go in with ace-jacks, which is exactly what they went in with before. So now we've got 5-6. We've got a flush and a straight draw here. It's worthy of a slight raise just to thin the field. I want fewer players involved against my possible rather low-looking straight. But this all-in nonsense is continuing, which is not good. And there's going to be too many callers. Yeah, I could go all in with one player with 5-6, but not against 3. There's another 5-6 there, look. And the 5-jack would have out-kickered me, because he'd have had the same pair of 5s, but he's out-kickered the other 5-6, and he would have out-kickered me. And that would have been a bitter pill to swallow. Obviously, I'm not going to go with 4-2, but we count to 3, and then we fold. So the big win early on that I made has been whittled down a bit here. It's Monday night, so I don't expect this kind of wild level of play on a Monday night, but hey-ho. These low kind of hands, like, suppose I had a 5-6 again here. If that flop came with, 7, 8, 9s and things, 3 8s, 3 8 7 or something like that, then it can be good, because what you find is flops tend to be high or they tend to be low. So a high flop like this is no good for my hand. But if it was a low flop, it would be no good for the premium hands that tend to have high cards in them. They sort of exist in a different universe. That's the way I look at it anyway. Someone's got themselves a straight there. Someone went in with King 6. I wouldn't even go in with King 8. They've gone in with King 6. They're not even suited. This is called the little slick. Remember, King Ace is the big slick, or Ace King. Queen Ace is the little slick. I prefer it to be suited, but I find in general that queens tend to be luckier than kings. I'm just going to call because this whole table, they tend to just call, so there's actually no point in raising. It's not going to get any of them off the hand. I might as well see the flop for free. I've got a straight here possible, but I need a 10. Well, I need a 10, a queen, or an ace, actually. But a queen won't give me the nuts. A 10 or an ace, that's 7 out. 7 4s are 28, so 28%. So as long as I get back 3 times what I put in, I'm okay. And since there are at least 2 other players in the hand, I am going to. So I'm going to put down the 10,000 just for this hand. In the hope, let's hope we'll get a 10. Oh, bugger. Now the order of the betting has changed. Why has it changed? No, it hasn't. Oh, this person, they've got position, you see. They keep putting down 10. They've got position. I'm going to, well, an ace or a 10. It's only like a 15% chance of the nuts, but I don't care. I'm going to go for it on this occasion. How often do you get a hand like Queen Ace? I'm just going to hope that nobody raises it. At least that way it's not one of these stupid hands, stupid ones that we've had earlier. And I've got the ace at least. Have they got a better ace than me? I kind of doubt it. They could have a queen 10 or something, I suppose, and have the straight. This person might try to steal it now. They could have a pair of aces. Ah, there was a flush, and all the time I was looking at what I needed, I didn't see the flush looming. With that shitty queen 2 hand, but they were suited. It was a suited queen 2. Okay, on to the next one, king 10. Yep, didn't see the flush. It's one of those things, you have to look out for flushes, you have to look out for straights, you have to look out for everything. I'm going to raise. Well, I don't know why it's 6,500 instead of 5 for a change. And I've been over-raised by this new person. I don't know anything about them, so I'm going to have to call for 5,000 for what's in the pot. It's quite a big pot. Why doesn't this app tell you what's in the pot? It's not what I wanted to see. The only thing that can help me there is a queen, but I'm going to take my time before checking to try and pretend that I'm acting weak. That way they might think I'm actually strong. No, they don't. I think only a queen can help me here. 49,019. I don't think it's worth the candle. Just leave it. Leave it with the 10. Just lose the 10 and no more. We've got the overcard. We've got the ace there. Okay, so 9 ace. Personally, I have a mental block with ace rag hands, and to me, 9 ace even a 9 ace is an ace rag. You can't quite make a straight out of it. The 9 is kind of useless. See, the ace is good, but the rest isn't. But I think if someone raises it, I can raise it again. I think they might be on a flush draw if they're raising it. But then these raises are quite high already. I'm just going to leave it. Just in case another club comes, I'm just going to call. That's okay. I think we'll just call again. But we're going to wait a long time before calling. I want to make it look like I'm on the draw. I'm going to call. Oh, they beat me by 1 card. Oh no, it's chopped. Thank God for that. Is it chopped? Yeah. Luckily their 10 doesn't beat my 9 because there was a pair of 4s on the board there, which pushes our kicker out of the board, pushes it off the board, makes it into a 2-pair board. Very lucky escape there. Okay, there are possible straights on here. Position's not bad. It's not much to call. It's only 1,000. Let's have a look. And that is not what you want to see. Any 5. I'm expecting that he's got a full house up there. Top right, he's got a full house, I think. I think he's got ace 5. That was just such a big bet so suddenly. I just don't like this hand. So how long have I been playing for now? 24 minutes, and I've made a grand total of 3,000. But you know, we've been up, we've been down. That's poker. You just got to wait for your grand moments. You only need a couple of grand moments. You really do. You only need a couple of grand moments. And that certainly wasn't going to be it. 5 king is my lucky hand. I should never have said that. But king 5 is my lucky hand. I'm going to raise. I'm going to continuation bet, even though I've got nothing based on that flop. See if I can just get them off it. See if I can win without a showdown. Yep. King 5 is lucky again for me. Oh, wow. Was Google listening? Now he's the 5,000 up the top right. Okay, let's just call. Are you going to be lucky for me again, baby? Come on. It's not lucky so far, is it? 9-2-6. It's not what you want to see. That's like a really middling straight kind of hand. It's not what he's looking for top right either. He's looking at he's got picture cards, I think. So I'm just going to check it. No one's got anything at this point, because if someone had the 9, they would have already shown it with their betting. So that second 9 hasn't helped anyone. It's all about kickers at the moment, and I think I might have outkicked the rest of them so far. It looks like they've hit their ace-8 at the top left there, so I'm just going to fold it. I'm not going to go with it. Or queen 8 maybe, or jack 8. Something with an 8. Hit their 8. She hit her 8. This hand is called the San Francisco Waiter, the queen 3, because it's a queen with a tray. I'm going to call it. I don't normally play the San Francisco Waiter, but queens tend to be lucky in poker for some reason. I don't like the straights. I don't like the straights that I can see there. Someone's got a 5, you know, they've got an open-ended straight, but it obviously didn't come to pass. Oh, they were both looking for gut shot straights, actually. Both looking for the 5. Both of them. Best hand in poker. So how do you play it? Do you show it? Do you hide it? I've also got a really good position here. I'm just going to go for 5,000. What? Oh, I thought they disconnected me for a minute there. Yep, just 5,000. I'm going all in. I'm going to protect my hand. It's called protecting your hand pre-flop. I don't want them to see free cards. I don't want this many callers either, though, really. It's annoying. Go on, put the last 5 down so we can see all your cards. Come on, let's see all the cards. Come on. You don't get to see all the cards till it's I think I'm okay. Here we are, 346,000. Fold, and I am out of here. $250,000 earned from a 100,000 initial investment. There you go. Legends Poker. Let's take you back to the title screen. If there is one. Maybe there isn't. Legends Poker.